Good morning, senior partners of Hook and Crook Construction. My name is Kiara, and this presentation will include the following. The purpose of today's presentation is to bring light to the various problems faced by Hook and Crook Construction Ltd. We will propose the impact of these issues have caused and the potential solutions. The company's key problems are financial pressure, allegations of theft, and gender inequality in the workplace. The financial pressure comes from the heavy reliance on outdated practices and informal decision-making. This great lack of financial oversight within the company, combined with the senior staff commonly not engaging in work-related matters during many work hours, makes the financial sector of Hook and Crook Construction very inefficient, putting strain on the business financially. Allegations of theft begin to emerge, stemming from the workplace culture that heavily relies on high levels of internal trust, putting less emphasis on formal reporting structures common in other businesses. Senior staff seems to make decisions very informally without any sort of strict policy enforcement. This long-standing trust-based system, although it fosters a comfortable workplace, creates a vulnerable, easily exploitable business model that lacks accountability. This can make theft or the misuse of company resources go unnoticed if they were to occur, making current allegations seem more plausible whilst giving Hook and Crook less opportunity to rebuttal. Gender inequality is clearly occurring within the workplace in regards to the sole female employee, Emily Carter. She commonly experiences exclusion and marginalization, being left to manage all end-of-week administrative duties, whilst senior male staff participate in the long-standing tradition of Friday afternoon golf, which includes leaving work early and socializing into the evening, being used as a bonding experience among male staff. Her work efforts are often dismissed, particularly by General Manager David Harper, who sees any of her concerns as unnecessary fuss. This poor treatment reflects a general workplace culture that undervalues female contributions, giving unequal workloads and recognition based on her gender. We will further explore how these issues are affecting the company, what is causing these issues, and the various changes that could potentially help Hook and Crook Construction to prevent these issues from occurring in the future.
Good morning, my name is Catia and I'll be going through the impacts. Hook and Crook Construction Ltd experiencing financial pressure, theft allegations, and gender inequality greatly affects the inner workings of the business. Financial pressure could lead to budget cuts, delayed payments, or even increased workload of employees if they had to lay off staff. These delays and quality concerns could lead to customers losing trust in the firm, finding them less reliable than competitors. As a result, customers may seek alternative firms to work with, cancel contracts, or attempt to negotiate or demand for specific conditions in the contract, all of which will potentially harm both the reputation of the firm and revenue. Theft allegations can erode the trust and bond Hook and Crook shares with their customers, employees, and stakeholders, potentially risking people abandoning the business, risking future revenue, capital, and reputation. These allegations, combined with the company's potential lack of clear, solid evidence to dispute the claims, can grow into a toxic reputation that can drive away potential investors, current or future employees, and customers either currently working with the business or planning to. Current stakeholders may become more skeptical in the business, potentially leading to threats of legal action under certain circumstances or investigations into the workings of the company, both slowing down the growth and workings of Hook and Crook's construction. This can heavily impact the future growth of the company, especially with their heavy emphasis on a trust-based system. Gender inequality in the case of Hook and Crook primarily targets one employee, Emily Carter, creating a negative workplace culture discouraging overall female reputation. This can lead to a division between Emily and any other future female employees from the rest of the company, toxically affecting productivity and employment longevity. If this gender inequality becomes a public matter, it could discourage customers and future stakeholders from working with Hook and Crook Construction Ltd further perpetuating financial pressure by reducing potential revenue.
Hello, my name is Leo and I will be presenting financial pressure solutions. How can the company address financial losses without alienating its loyal customer base? Hook & Crook Construction Limited must be maintaining a truthful and accurate image with its clients to uphold trust and goodwill they have built up over the past 3 decades. This can be achieved by being truthful with loyal customers, stating the financial pressure and hardship they are facing due to inefficiencies in processes necessary when running the business. To accurately address and minimize the financial pressure present within Hook & Crook Construction Limited, they should adopt a strategy with transparent communication along with operational efficiency using aspects of Frederick Taylor's scientific management Taylorism. What management theory would you use to deal with this financial pressure? How would you apply this theory to Hook & Crook Construction Limited? I would use Frederick Taylor's scientific management Taylorism. Taylorism is a theory that centers around improving efficiency, reducing waste, maximizing productivity of standard tasks, using performance data to inform decisions, and the appropriate division of labor. Hook & Crook Construction Limited lacks proper efficiency, being a major catalyst for why they are facing financial pressure. Hook & Crook Construction Limited should have more standardized, easily repeatable tasks, better known as standard operating procedures, to help with their lack of financial oversight. For example, taking note of all financial expenses, logging customer transactions, and keeping track of overhead costs per month. This can greatly help with the financial pressure present in the company today, as simply using the expenses, income, and overhead costs to influence future financial decisions will naturally decrease the financial pressure. These tasks can be easily divided up between employees within the financial sector, not necessarily being a major change to the day-to-day workload, but greatly helping the financial inefficiencies present. Taylorism also explores introducing more accountability and rewarding proper time management. This pushes for more work to be completed. By using proper time management with digital scheduling tools to plan projects more effectively, the chance of cost overruns greatly reduces. This contributes to updating their outdated practices and informal decision making. These scheduling tools can delegate tasks equally among all employees, ensuring that everybody is aware of the tasks required to be complete and employees are rewarded for completing tasks on time. By introducing more accountability to tasks, it can engage employees more to complete tasks with the utmost effort and efficiency. By devising tasks among different employees, it can hold a sense of urgency to these tasks, pushing for them to be completed with specified deadlines.
Now I'll be presenting the solutions to theft allegations. Given the culture of trust within the organization, how can management implement measures to deal with this issue without disrupting workplace relationships? To accurately address the allegations of theft without damage the strong culture of trust at Hook & Crook, they should implement aspects of Max Weber's bureaucratic management theory, providing a structured solution. Weber's theory centers around establishing a clear hierarchy with defined rules, formal procedures, and objective decision-making, all of which are not present in Hook & Crook's informal culture. The company currently relies heavily on long-standing relationships, internal trust, and informal mentoring, where senior staff guides are based on experience, not structured policies. This environment has fostered loyalty, trust, but low turnover. It has also left the business vulnerable to the misuse of resources. By gradually implementing bureaucratic structures, management can introduce more structured and set approaches without harming the supportive workplace culture. An example of this could be the development of standard procedures of approvals and inventory checks, ensuring there is more opportunity to take on new customers while still respecting senior staff procedures. Another example could be creating a code of conduct outlining the ethical expectations, including how to report concerns confidently, setting a safer and more professional approach to respecting all team members. While senior staff may have issues with the changes at first, given the long-standing informal practices within the workplace, these changes will improve the overall function of day-to-day business long-term. These changes increase the safety among employees to be able to share concerns privately and add a level of professionalism with the trust already present. Applying Max Weber's bureaucratic management theory allows Hook and Crook to protect itself from internal misuse while preserving interpersonal workplace relationships.
Good morning. My name is Arushi and I will be speaking about the solutions for the gender inequality issues within the company. Yes, it's a less immediate visible issue, but a deep-rooted issue within Hook and Crook Construction Ltd. is the blatant gender inequality. Emily Carter, the sole female employee, is excluded from weekly Friday golf tradition, where senior male staff leave the office early to socialize and bond over golf and drinks, leaving Emily to manage urgent matters and finish any administrative tasks for the week. This isolates her socially, placing an unequal burden on her. This is a massive gender imbalance easily addressable by implementing aspects of Elton Mayo's human relations theory. According to Mayo's human relations theory, employee satisfaction, motivation, and performance are deeply connected to a sense of belonging and inclusion in the workplace. Management must intentionally restructure the workplace traditions to be more inclusive and be accessible to all employees, aligning with Mayo's theory. This could include alternating social activities to be outside of work hours to be more accessible, potentially moving it to Saturday or Sunday instead of the regular Friday. To properly move into this more accessible future, management could organize meetings covering diversity and how people should implement it into their interpersonal relationships in the workplace. Alternatively, Karl Marx's social theory covers social inequality as a broader issue of unequal power structures. This is present within the male-dominated hierarchy. By acknowledging the gender dynamics within the workplace culture, management can build more inclusive practices and foster gender diversity. Educating staff and leadership on issues such as unconscious bias and professional boundaries can help the company move towards a more inclusive future. Introducing communication channels and recognition systems would ensure everybody is rewarded for their fair share of work, making situations such as Emily's work and effort being dismissed an issue never occurring again. Addressing unconscious bias, promoting inclusive leadership training, and developing clear avenues to reward effort or work towards having a more efficient workplace with no inequality of any kind. Elton Mayo's human relations theory is a framework performance, satisfaction, and motivation being a direct contributor to inclusion in the workplace. I use this as the main catalyst for the changes mentioned. Hook and Crook Construction Ltd. is still able to preserve the strong interpersonal foundation they've created, whilst shifting to a more inclusive work environment for all employees.
To conclude, Hook and Crook Construction Ltd. confronts three critical problems: financial pressure, allegations of theft, and gender inequality in the workplace, which all originate from the outdated and informal organizational culture. These problems reduce business efficiency and profitability while simultaneously threatening its public image as well as employee morale and long-term expansion. The company can solve financial inefficiencies by adopting Frederick Taylor's scientific management theory, which implements standardized procedures and task management based on accountability. Max Weber's bureaucratic management theory provides a professional framework that establishes both accountability and transparency to address theft allegations while maintaining the company's trust-based culture. The company can resolve the critical but ignored problem of gender inequality that affects its sole female employee by implementing Elton Mayo's human relations theory, which focuses on inclusion and equal recognition alongside employee satisfaction. Hook and Crook Construction Ltd will modernise its operations through specialised management methods while maintaining its cultural strengths to create an ethical and sustainable future with improved productivity. Here is a list of the references we used. Thank you for listening.